So, once again, it's time to react to another Cinema Sins video. And yes, as you read the title, I am reacting to Everything Wrong with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And of course, that being the 1990 film. You know, of course, have to start with this, because, you know, it is the first/original Ninja Turtles film. Yeah, like, I can tell, like, what they're going to sin on and point out. Like, of course, you know, this film has its faults, and there are some goofs in this, especially, like, even Nostalgia Critic, you know, Doug Walker, he talked about that as well, like, pointing out some of the stuff, and, you know, because that the Turtles are practical and it's puppetry and such, you know, once in a while, you're going to see puppeteers, you know, stuff like that. And, yeah, it happens a couple of times. Like, you can see the puppeteer's mouth inside the turtle's mouth sometimes. You could see, like, wires, wear and tear, etc. So I have no doubt they're going to talk about that. And anything else where there's goofs and stuff like that. Knowing CinemaSins. But overall, you know, as I've said before, the CinemaSins videos are for laughs. And it's true, you know? And it doesn't matter on, you know, the faults and the goofs, you know, stuff that you notice and you point out. None of that doesn't matter. And besides, you know, with the Ninja Turtles films, they're not masterpieces, you know? Not like, say, like they're right next to, you know, Gone with the Wind, Citizen Kane, Godfather, nothing like that. But they're really good movies, and especially the very first Ninja Turtles film, the 1990 film. So, yeah. So, I look forward to what they have in store, you know, what they're going to sin on. And as sometimes, I always have a snack with me, and I do. So... All right, enough said. We shall begin the video in 3, 2, 1, play. In 12 minutes or less.
1990 movie is so 1990, even 1991 is making fun of it. 1990, when pickpocketing was still something that could be considered a crime wave.
Even more alarming is the baffling and often bizarre nature of...
Man, this is a long-winded newscast, isn't it? Here we have the first example of a classic 1990s martial arts sin I like to call Because Ninjas. I don't know where this TV is plugged in, and it doesn't matter, but the thief took off with this TV without unplugging it, because she can still hear the TV even as he takes it away from her.
Only a few vague reports of young boys or teenagers at the scenes have been filed.
Catholic priests have also been spotted at the scenes. This entire crime syndicate is built on profits similar to that of a local pawn shop.
Who are we gonna call?
Ghostbusters reference. April O'Neil isn't a porn star in this scene. First off, woman sees a rat and stars on something cliche. Second, if you lived in New York for any time at all, you see rats all the time and should be used to this. Third, the rat was drained and is already gone now. So why did you do that? Bad timing. What are you talking about? This is excellent timing. At least if we want the turtles to show up and shit. I bet they saved a ton of money on this scene by shooting it all in the dark.
Well,
in New York City respond to a random mugging that no one put in a 911 call about.
There's a reason why it was in the dark, you know.
Well, it's 1990, still trying to shake off the 80s. None of us have heard from Kurt Cobain yet. We didn't know any better. Nova! Andy Serkis and motion capture technology weren't available yet for this movie.
What you've seen in this, you must never lapse.
At least for another 15 minutes of movie time. Then you may lapse. These starving pizza-loving Ninja Turtles just returned from their first fight and ordered only one medium pizza. Even by horrible 1990 Domino's standards, Domino's should not be pleased with the look of this pizza. Geez, when was this movie made? There's a theater still playing a 1986 B-movie classic Critters? Also, obvious turtle costume is ignored. Gonna be that kind of movie, eh?
That was a crime, you purse-scrubbing pukes.
Human vigilante goes after 2 purse snatchers that have already been reprimanded by another vigilante.
A Jose Canseco bat? Tell me, you didn't pay money for this.
And this movie was ages ahead of the rest of Hollywood in realizing Canseco was a nut job. That's impressive. No sin. Hasty TV Street interview somehow has multi-camera editing between the reporter and the police captain.
Are you denying that such an organization known as the...
Why couldn't you remove a sin, like...
Shredder orders April O'Neil killed, but despite being really easy to find at either the news station or the antique shop where she lives, the Foot apparently can't find her anywhere to finish the job.
But they find her here.
This is the City Hall stop, and absolutely no one is on the platform except April. Did anyone even get off the last train? And no one who wants to go the other direction? Ninja lets another ninja track and follow him all the way back to the hideout.
Crawling into his strange glowing ooze.
Wow, he stumbled on 4 baby turtles and a broken vial of radioactive ooze at the same time? That's a red-letter day for a sewer rat, I tell ya. The chief of police himself is the one calling random shoplifters' parents, and is doing so 12 hours or more after the arrest.
What the heck were you doing with the car stereo anyway?
We interrupt this Ninja Turtle movie to bring you an after-school special. So this is the Ninja Turtle version of Pinocchio's Land of Toys, but instead of turning into donkeys, they turn into Foot Clan ninjas. This
Exactly.
whatever the hell I want, so f it. I'm uncomfortably sleeping on arcade machines and living the dream. I don't care how criminal this operation is. That is
How
a
do you
sloppy
sleep
ass
on an
roulette table.
arcade?
A dealer is surely getting robbed, frequently.
Anything you want to do, do it. You know what I'm saying? Anything.
How about dismembering you right now? That's cool. How about if I pray for you? Will you literally tolerate anything?
And you realize that's Sam
He
Rockwell.
wants it all, and what he comes up with is smoke cigarettes.
Read him and weep, boys. Full house.
These kids don't immediately murder their friend for saying read 'em and weep, getting beaten up by a redhead.
Never lower your eyes to an enemy.
This guy went to the Cobra Kai dojo for his training. Shredder, baby.
I'm your father.
Did anyone hear how that sounded when they were filming this movie? Oh, good. Splinter is still alive, which is probably surprising to 5-year-olds. But why do they need to keep him alive? They don't even tell the turtles they have it.
I'm sorry. The
Mm.
foot? Yeah, I know. It sounds
Well.
like a funky club for podiatrists.
April O'Neil will be here all week, ladies and gentlemen. Not that this guy is terrible, but you know who would have killed in this role? Stephen Tobolowsky. This guy is a discount Stephen Tobolowsky.
I doubt very much that Chief Stearns is taking this possible connection seriously.
Professional reporter April O'Neil suddenly becomes April O'Reilly.
Let us out there somewhere.
The question is, how do you know? You clearly thought he was dead because you were crying. There's not even been one scene where you guys have said, we need to find Splinter. He's so obviously been kidnapped by that Foot Clan.
Fight.
Mm.
Kitchen.
Movie lets these two characters escape the boring fight, but doesn't extend the same courtesy to the audience.
Oh, so that's the plan from our great leader.
Over-the-top sarcasm is over the top.
Maybe I'll just take my attitude and why don't you? I will. Good.
In a really tragic history of movie characters being separated after fighting over stupid reasons, this is the tragicest. Raphael takes out his anger on the roof in broad fucking daylight. Also,
And could be seen.
Also, this rooftop venting session is fun, but it makes me realize Raphael is the only turtle of the 4 to get any character development whatsoever. The rest are left to split up a few food and pop culture related references and call it a day. Guy who fought Raphael earlier just happens to be on the top of a roof where he can see Raphael again. Superheroes
I was about to say, Casey sees him.
Cliche. Bunch of ninjas sneak up on a better ninja because he's emotionally distracted. Haha, turtles watching turtles.
True. Cartoon turtles.
Yeah, it's the one every bad guy in every movie studies with the chapter Don't Attack One by One ripped out.
How do you guys expect to beat me?
Don't worry about the numbers though. Only one of these guys is actually going to fight you at any given moment.
I guess it's kind of dumb to lose money on a business just because you miss your father.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. They have TV shows about people like you. Let go.
He'll probably be back any minute.
Convenient dialogue timing is convenient. Also, ninjas who were trying to kill Raphael threw him through a glass window instead of just continuing to gang up on him. Nunchuck rap battle. Also, everyone waits during this bullshit instead of fighting. Donatello jumps and hits a couple guys, and in the next couple shots, it looks like they've taken out roughly 90% of the ninjas in 3 punches. This fish kind of bullshit. We're getting our asses kicked, but it's only because of the weapons we chose to use. Also, this asshole's just standing outside the door with an armful of axe sword, just waiting for his chance to shine. When did April get down here? And who the f is this guy, and what is he doing? Again with the symbols?
I
Guess what gets more mileage out of
didn't
symbols
notice.
than Rumlock. And not only did April get down here during the fight, she somehow dragged Raphael down here with her. In a fight with over 30 actual ninjas, a non-ninja human being with a hockey stick will now make a difference.
Wayne Gretzky on steroids?
Nope, not until he pulls out his Jose Canseco bat. Wow, more than making a difference, this non-ninja human being will now successfully take on over a dozen trained real ninjas on his own.
Hi, this is April.
No, it's not, bitch. The electricity was severed. Remember?
You're fired.
Oh, I see. The exposition took over where electricity left off and powered the answering machine long enough for the audience and Casey to hear this important information. Casey Jones uses the power of closing a door to keep ninjas out. Abduction van. Wait a minute.
Abduction
that's the
van.
door we're in? So how did Raphael get on the roof of this building after yelling at Leonardo? And how did the footnote to ninja their way to the top of this same building when it was the antique shop they needed to go to all along? There's a point where the ninjas throw Raphael through the skylights, but when you look at the building now, where is the way taller building that all that action could have taken place on? Asshole red-haired kid is right there.
I don't think that matters.
Shredder asks a question, threatens Splinter with a blade to the throat, but then immediately gives Splinter an indefinite deadline to live because the script. Car breaks down, but until the exact moment they reach their destination.
Do you want to thank you?
No, it's me who should thank you for that privilege, right?
Human male entering the picture suddenly becomes April O'Neil's love interest after a few seconds of screen time.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like moonlighting, isn't it?
You see, kids, back in the 80s, there was this show called Moonlighting. It had Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd in it. Don't know who Sybil Shepherd is? Neither did kids back then.
It's strange being back on the old farm.
Whoa. She's just gonna start narrating like we haven't already sat through 52 minutes of movie?
My amazing new friends have suffered their first real defeat.
You call that a defeat? They beat up like 100 guys and only one turtle got hurt. April is drawing a picture of something she has no idea is happening.
Catface.
Yeah.
Right, you hose brain.
Movie rips off the two characters that actually like each other trade insults thing from Wreck-It Ralph. Unconscious turtle storage. 90s music training montage. Our master is still kidnapped and being tortured, but let's practice. This script is 20% puns.
But this happens.
Telepathy ex machina. Our master is still kidnapped and being tortured, but let's play Trivial Pursuit. Our master is still kidnapped and being tortured, but let's make s'mores.
Always remember
But this happens. Like,
true force that binds you.
Midi-chlorians?
oh, brother.
That rooster is still crowing at this long abandoned farm.
It's time to go back.
Well, truthfully, it's way the past time to go back, but whatever. Of all the places in the whole of New York City for Redheaded Kid to hide, he chooses the Turtles' hideout, which of course he's never seen in this movie or had any idea existed, let alone the whereabouts of.
You're a claustrophobic.
He found out some way.
This extreme stretch to make a gay joke must have been in the margins of the script somewhere, written in pencil, but they went ahead and filmed it anyway. Kid who rejected the foot and has been living alone down in the sewers for several days suddenly starts having second thoughts, nightmares about being evil. Danny came to live in the sewers for a while. Casey Jones is suddenly claustrophobic, so he sleeps in the truck. And an incredibly perfect situation is created where he finds Shredder's lair through dumb luck.
Mimicking his movements from my cage.
Splinter repeats a part of the story we've already heard before, but has nothing to do with the story he's about to tell.
Took one swipe with his katana, sliced in my ear.
Vengeful murderer decides to keep a rat alive because that's the warrior's code, I guess.
Whatever happened to this Oroku Saki?
No one really knows what
They haven't pointed out that
symbol upon
that's Elmo
I mean,
voicing
he's probably
Splinter.
the mask that calls himself Shredder, but what proof do I have?
You're lying to me, and you're hiding something as well.
Is it lying? Hiding something? Geez, this kid is a never-ending river of plot convenience, isn't he? Shredder learns the turtles are back and is so upset about it that he forgets to punish the infidel that ran away, lived with the turtles, bonded enough to want a drawing as a keepsake, and then lied to his face.
True!
Which is a good thing, because he's able to eavesdrop and find out that Splinter is scheduled for execution. Also, why didn't you do this before? You never even gave the turtles ransom demands or threatened them with his death or anything. Just because you can go through
He never
games
did
doesn't
anything
mean
to
you
the
should go
kid,
through the
like...
drain. Also, are they just falling face first into the sewer after they do that? What could they possibly hold on to that would make this safe? For some reason, Tatsu decided to bring all the rest of the bad kids with him when he went to go kill Splinter, instead of just going ahead and doing it. Movie thinks it can earn back points by casting Sam Rockwell far ahead of his fame and actual coolness. And you know what? Movie is right. Take one sin off for Rockwell.
We're a family. You call
Good,
this
good.
here and that down there.
Sam Rockwell would go on to
This
be
will
a
somehow
big
converts the
star.
Bad kids to good kids.
I guess we can only shell it out.
Too cliche.
Movie calls itself in its own cliches cliche. Also, 37 seconds of turtle puns. Massive fight scene makes it go from the street to the roof for a big finale, as fight scenes are known to do.
This guy's good. Why don't you go next?
It seems the turtles have also been reading from the abridged book of ninja fighting too.
The three of you might have overpowered me with the loss of but one.
The four of them could have overpowered him before they all decided to fight him one by one. The surprise reveal comes from the Wolverine school of surprise reveals.
Now I will finish what I began with your ear.
I stopped at your ear because storytelling.
Oops.
That's
Oops.
actual murder. You just went from good guy to sociopath.
Dad, just stand now, okay?
Kid who basically just played Ex Machina the whole movie decides he's had some character growth.
Now what in God's name happened out here tonight?
We got the East Warehouse over at Lebanon Island. He transfers there.
No, he won't. I mean, he'll figure out that all the stolen goods are over there, but there's nothing that will explain anything about the fight that just happened. You literally took the only good guy male and female characters and decided to have them fall in love because people falling in love test well or some shit. Am I right?
122 sins.
Time's up. $3 off.
Finally arrived in 2024. I get it. So, okay, now comes the outtakes.
My little buttercup has the sweetest smile.
pay money for this.
This is me.
Yes.
I think it's apparent I need to rethink my life a little bit. What's my problem? First of all, I'm a rat.
One of them spoke.
Not the mama, not the
Not the mama, not the mama. Nice.
More than enough money to provide for both of us, and you're stealing. Why?
I don't know.
You don't know.
You alright? I learned it by watching you.
Take control.
Bane.
Take control of your city. This is the instrument of your liberation.
I'm your father.
Yes! I was wondering if it were... because it's obvious.
Not true.
That's impossible!
Punish these creatures. These turtles.
Master.
What's it gonna be?
I like turtles.
You're not gonna die on the planet, guy. I'm not.
Hey, yeah. Galaxy Quest.
Nobody knows.
Makes sense
You
too.
know why? Because my character isn't important enough for a last name. Because I'm gonna die. 5 minutes in.
And because of Sam Rockwell.
Now what?
Oh my gosh. Makes sense too. Friday the 13th. Okay.
You probably already know you can get.
Wait a second. Isn't...
You're always hungry. Or delivery.
Okay, it's an ad, so, you know, sponsor. Okay. All right. Well, that was pretty good, yeah. Yeah, and I'm surprised because, like, they didn't... I thought that they would, like, point out, like, some of the puppetry, you know, and the goofs, as I talked about at the beginning of this reaction. But enough said. Jump cut to my thoughts now. Hey guys, so that was my reaction to the Cinema Sins video of everything wrong with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990 film. And again, it was pretty good. And of course, yeah, I got some laughs. And the stuff that they pointed out, yeah, true. But again, you know, this is for laughs. And, you know, they sometimes make good points about, you know, the flaws and stuff like that, but still, you know. Yeah, because, like, first off, one thing that I can think of is about, at the beginning, because mentioning about, like, rats out, you know, in the streets of New York, yeah, like anybody would see a rat once in a while, like, roaming around New York and, like, the sewers and stuff like that, so there's that. And how, yeah, because it's obvious, like, the hideout for the Foot Clan and with those teenage kids, like, basically, like, yeah, Pinocchio, Pleasure Island, that, like, it's so obvious. And, yeah, of course, they mentioned Sam Rockwell and how, you know, this was one of Sam Rockwell's, you know, earliest films that he did. And, you know, what would come next for Sam Rockwell? Like, you know, like he would go off and, like, become a big star. Like, you know, Galaxy Quest. I want to say, like, Galaxy Quest was one of those films that really kicked his career. I guess, like, you know, that and a couple other films, of course. Like, oh yeah, because The Green Mile, like, you know, the movie with Tom Hanks, and, like, that was such a good and, golly, an emotional movie. Like, that, too, that film helped kick his career. So there's that, and, yeah, and also because, talking about how the Turtles, they think that Splinter, which, not only is he their master, but, he is their father, because as the narrator was saying, like, our father has been captured, let's stay and practice and train, blah, 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 and, but hey, what would come next? And as I pointed out during my reaction, because leading up to where Splinter makes contact with Leo, and the turtles, they gather at the campfire, and make contact with Splinter, and a very emotional scene right there, for sure. And yeah, and also how the Foot Clan, and especially Shredder, keep Splinter hostage, and they don't do anything to him. Like, they don't kill him or anything like that. Well, they obviously have a reason for keeping him alive, as any villain would sometimes do so. Well, especially because of the turtles. And not to mention, Shredder, he recognized the turtles' fighting skills, and, he's determined to know more about the turtles, and obviously he knows that Splinter is connected with the turtles. And yeah, because it's really cool, because when you find out that Splinter's human master was killed by Shredder, a young Shredder, and, when Splinter went in to attack Shredder, and when Shredder cut off one of his ears, damaged one of his ears, and how they come face to face again, and Splinter defeats Shredder, just amazing, And yeah, and also, as in the video, the narrator points out, the chemistry between April O'Neil and Casey, even if they're, bickering at first, especially at that farm, because already they connect, so, and yeah. Another thing is, at the farm, when we come to April, narrating, and she's talking about the turtles and Casey, and she's drawing them, and she has no idea that how she's drawing them and where they're at, one of them is in a truck, she doesn't know that these things are happening, yeah, I mean, they made a good point right there, but still, those things don't matter. You know what, and especially how the narrator pointed out, because at that building, and where Raphael was at the rooftop, and when, the Foot Clan, threw him through, the ceiling windows, and when the building was set on fire, as the narrator, what the narrator was talking about, yeah, he made a good point as well, but still, it doesn't matter. And again, I was a bit surprised that, did not bring up any of, the goofs from, say, seeing some of the puppeteers, and nor did, mention anything about the puppeteers' cameos, those who performed the turtles, and no reference or joke to Elmo, because the voice of Splinter is Elmo himself, Kevin Clash, doing the voice and puppetry for Splinter. So, yeah, no Elmo joke/reference. I mean, the Nostalgia Critic did that. Why couldn't they? Did they know? Or they just probably didn't think it was necessary? I don't know. And the outtakes were pretty good. And I knew that some of these, they had to do some of them, I Am Your Father, obviously playing the audio clip from Empire Strikes Back, and of course, Luke. That's not true, that's impossible. An audio clip from Galaxy Quest, because, well, Sam Rockwell. Yeah, just, again, it was a pretty good video, and I got some good laughs, and again, for laughs, and when they point out the flaws and goofs, as I said. So what about you guys? What did you think of the video itself, and what did you think of my reaction? Leave comments, and give this reaction video a like, as always. So, with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to the CinemaSins video of Everything Wrong with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990 film, more reaction videos coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video/reaction. Take care, and peace out. Go Ninja, go!